In this episode, I'm going to share some thoughts I have with you about rope length and rope diameter for throwbacks. We all have different needs, whether we're rafting or kayaking, we're on creeks, we're on big volume rivers, but there's some generalizations I want to share to help you all make a decision to get the throwback that fits you the best, or multiple throwbacks. Maybe you'll want a few different throwbacks. First of all, let's talk about rope diameter. And a lot of people like quarter-inch rope. It's really throwable because it's light. It does a lot of light duty tasks really well, like getting swimmers. But when you start pulling, it's really hard to pull on this rope because it's thin and it's not super strong. So this is just for quick light duty things, but very, very throwable. Next is kind of the go-to, the 5/16 or 8mm rope. This is the best overall rope. It's versatile. You can do some heavy load pulling. You can get swimmers with it. This is just a good overall size. And then some people like the 3/8" rope and these big heavy duty throw bags. These aren't going to be as throwable because they're heavier, but you can do mechanical advantage. You can put a lot of weight on them. And it's easier to grab. Thicker rope is easier to grab, so if you're going to get a swimmer, it's easier for a swimmer to grab the bigger rope. So that's one advantage of it. Also, if you're going to be pulling on ropes really hard, it's nice to have a thicker diameter for pulling. Pulling on this quarter-inch stuff is not that much fun. Next, let's talk about length. We have a lot of choices for rope length. And first of all, it's just the 15 meter, which is 50 feet rope. That's what this is. I really like this length. It's super throwable. Like it's good for quick things. 50 feet is not that far. And so if I'm going to have a 50-foot throw bag, I'm going to have another rope with me. Maybe that's a safety line. Maybe that's another beefier throw bag. Maybe I have this throw bag that I don't like throwing in the raft for something heavy duty, but this is just for the quick surgical throws. Next are the pretty standard sizes, 60 or 70 feet. When you're looking at a length of throw bag, I was given really good advice from my friend Mark, who said, get the longest rope you can accurately throw. So, if you can throw 60 feet, but not 70, maybe that's the length because you're more accurate with a shorter rope. This is a generalization. The lighter the rope is, the more accurate. If you can just fling this over really quick, you're accurate. If you have to take a big arc and just give it everything, you're going to be less accurate with the rope. So get the longest one you can throw. These are good overall lengths. I would say they're versatile. They can do a lot of different things, from getting swimmers to some light mechanical advantage, and they're also still pretty throwable. Next is 75 feet. My first Swift Out Rescue class, my instructor said everybody should have 75-foot ropes because 75 feet is not that far. Actually, it's not that far if you look at a decent-sized river. I disagree with that now. For the longest time, I was a big advocate, 75 feet for everybody. But now I'm realizing most people can only throw these big bags 40 feet or 30 feet, maybe 50, because they're so heavy. So they're less throwable. But the extra length can be nice for some things. Maybe you throw it 40 feet, but you need 30 of those feet for some sort of mechanical advantage. One thing to realize, this is a quick drawing. If this is a boat stuck, if the boat's 40 feet away from shore and doing a 3-to-1, the rope has to go out and then back again. So you need a lot of rope for mechanical advantage. So I would say the 75 feet is the minimum length you need to do a 3-to-1. And you can do a 3-to-1 with it if the raft isn't very far from shore. But if the raft is some distance from shore, you're going to want a real static line. Something that's 150, 200 feet because you go through rope really fast. So this is good for smaller river 3-to-1s maybe, or smaller things. But you're going to want a beefy thing on bigger rivers. So I'm going to share some video with you now. I went out through a bunch of throw bags to give you a sense of sort of what I liked and didn't like and what might work for you. Maybe what you can and can't do based off of these throws. So I'm going to share with you throw bags from the least beefy to most beefy. And I'm going to trying to hit that line. You can see that vertical rope. My goal is to hit that rope. This wasn't a very good throw. I'm normally very accurate with this throw bag. This was my first throw, so I'm a little bit, not practiced. You'll see I get better as we go on. But I'm normally very accurate with this bag. This is my favorite bag for kayaking or for rafting if I'm not going to wear a waist belt. Next up is the Hyperlight. This is a great little bag. The one thing I don't like is you kind of have to pull the waist belt off, and there's little drawstrings to get to the bag and also to get to the throw bag. It takes a little bit of time to actually get the bag ready to throw. But I really like the way it throws. It's a really good length. I think 65 feet for me is a really nice length. I was able to throw the whole length of the rope there. And you'll notice I'm also sharing my rethrows. I like practicing my rethrows. Is a good reason for me to practice it. but also different ropes rethrow differently based on if they're new ropes or old ropes or like the diameter of it. And I just thought I would share the rethrows as well because I think it's interesting. Next up is the Salamander Pop Top. This is one of my favorite all-around bags. I've used this bag a lot. It's not the best throw. I can usually throw this bag better. I missed that by a few feet. But it's a good rope. I really like this as an all-around good rope. I like the 70-foot length. I like the 5/6 inch diameter. This is just a good bag for everybody. I used this for kayaking a lot for a long time before I discovered the Kokatat Huck. But this is one of my favorites. Next up is the High Side Spectra. I've really been enjoying this bag lately. It has a waist belt that goes to it. I wasn't that accurate with it today. I'm generally pretty accurate with it. I almost always throw this one to its length, and so it could be a little bit longer for me, but I really like the rope. You can see I'm working with the rope. I like handling this rope a lot. It feels really good in the hands. It's nice to pull on, and it's nice to throw, and the package it comes in is pretty nice. It's pretty similar to the WWTC Pro 15. This is my new favorite bag. You can see I pulled it quickly out of the waist belt. I got access to it pretty fast. I love throwing this rope. This lately has been my go-to rope for rafting because it's a nice, easy waist belt that isn't in the way of things. Like it's very minimal. Some of the waist belts are kind of annoying in the way. This is a very small rope in a very small package, and I just really like throwing this particular rope. I wasn't that accurate with it. I'm not accurate with most of the throw bags I love today. You'll see as the ropes get beefier, I'm actually more accurate. But this is the 18-foot version of that. Same diameter rope, just a little bit longer. This one's 60 feet long. And you can see here, I throw the length of the rope. And so for me, I know I can throw this length. I know I can throw it accurately. And now I'm wondering is, can I throw the 70 feet to its length? I want to know the longest bag I can throw accurately without having to do like a big, huge throw. I want to just sort of flick it with accuracy, not have to like take my arm way, way, way back cocked and throw with all my might. And I'm pretty happy with that rethrow as well. So now we're doing the 70-foot bag. Same throw bag, same diameter, but this one's just a little bit longer. I'm curious, can I throw this one the length of the rope? We're about to find out. And I think I got almost all of it out, maybe a few feet short. And so for me, I feel like this is my rope. I feel like I can throw 70 feet pretty close to its length. Again, without just throwing my back out. You know, I can maybe throw a longer one out, but I feel like I can throw this length accurately. So for me, this is my go-to rope based on today's practice. Next up is a little bit longer rope. This is the 75-foot version. And Gaspar calls this one the hero. I think he's making fun of Americans who are doing these hero throws with long ropes. And this is a lot of rope. And I think after watching this, I didn't throw this one as far as the 70-foot version. Because it's heavier, it's more rope to throw, and I feel like I had to cock more. So I feel like this one's a little bit long for me. I don't mind this rope too much, and I can throw it. But for me, after all these throws, I think that the 70-foot is the one I'm going to go to as my go-to rope. The last rope is the old NRS Pro Rescue, just the sloppy, uninspired bag. And this is pretty beefy rope. This is good rescue rope, and we'll see how I do today. It's pretty accurate, pretty far. I don't know. This is my least favorite bag. I think this one's the least throwable, but that was maybe my best throw of the day. It could be because it was my last throw. I did these in the same order I'm showing you. Maybe I'm getting better as we go. But normally I struggle throwing this bag, and I was like a ninja with it. So I think with practice, any bag will work, even this NRS Pro one. Hopefully you enjoyed me throwing all those throw bags. It was a good practice for me. I actually learned a lot throwing them all. It definitely took a long time to stuff all those bags. And the reason we don't practice enough, I think, is because stuffing takes a long time. But it was good practice to stuff. I'm getting faster doing it. Just some quick thoughts on what I'm doing nowadays. I really like having a short 50-foot throw bag as a waist belt. I'm enjoying that blue one you saw in the video. It's not very intrusive. It's easy to carry in the waist. And it's really good for just quick throws, getting swimmers, having a rope for short things. If I need something longer, I always have a bigger rope too. So I wouldn't carry just a 50-footer. I'd have that in conjunction with another bigger one, maybe this big NRS one, maybe the big WWTC one. Me, I like a 200-foot static line when I can. So I have that short one plus a static line usually with me when I'm going around. If I'm going to have just one throw bag, the 60, 70-foot, 3/8 inch, you can't go wrong. It's versatile. It does pretty much everything. Again, if I'm going to have one, I'm going to carry that with me as well. That's what I'm enjoying. I know a lot of you have noticed I've been using these throw bags and been recommending them. They're just better. You probably saw I had better throws with them. They were easy to access. They're definitely faster with the stuff. I stuffed all these bags today. These ones stuff way faster. I really enjoy these. They're made in Hungary by Gas Bar. You can buy them from him directly. It's a little bit of a process, and I highly recommend you do that if you have the time and want to go through the process. But I've also bought a bunch of them from Gas Bar. I have them for sale on my website. They're down in the notes below. I had the 15-meter bags, but they're not on the website yet. They will be in a month or so. I think I just ran out of the 20-meter bags. I'm getting more. To help you guys get these, I'm ordering them. They're not cheap. These are very expensive throw bags. So if you want to save some money, these are not the way to go, but they're really nice. I personally think they're the best, and I'm using them a bunch. So that's all I have about throw bags. If you, as always, if you have questions, comments, concerns, you want to educate me, you want to teach me things, put those in the comments. I'd love to answer questions. If you want to learn more about this bag, I'm going to put the video right here. It's going to show up like right there. You should watch this video. Even if you don't care about the bag, watch the video, support the channel. You can watch this, and please do, and I'll see you in the next episode. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to like and subscribe and watch the video between my hands.